who really has control over our lives? Is it us as we navigate our own paths, or are there unseen forces influencing our destinies? Imagine standing in a vast, darkened room with only a single flickering candle to illuminate the space. Each flicker of that candle represents a different choice, opportunity, or event in your life. As the shadows dance on the walls, do you feel a comforting embrace of order, or does it seem chaotic, unsettling, and beyond your grasp? This profound dichotomy between order and chaos parallels our constant inner struggle with the concept of control. At the center of this exploration is Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, a true pioneer in understanding the human experience surrounding death and dying. Her groundbreaking work introduced us to the stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. While we often turn to her model to comprehend loss, her insights extend far beyond the finality of death. They beckon us to reflect on our own lives, particularly when we face upheaval or uncertainty. Imagine that you've received unexpected news, a job loss, a relationship ending, or a health scare. How do you respond? Do you find yourself grasping desperately for control, or do you succumb to feelings of helplessness? The word control conjures images of tight reins and unwavering authority. It suggests an ability to dictate outcomes and steer our lives in a predetermined direction. Yet, have you ever noticed how, when you try to maintain strict control over every little detail, you often encounter subtle resistance? What if embracing the unpredictable nature of life could lead to a different kind of empowerment? This realization can be both liberating and daunting. The stark reality is that life is filled with unpredictability. Akin to standing on a boat amid choppy waters, the more tightly you grasp the railing, the more likely you are to feel fear tightening in your chest. As we delve deeper into the exploration of control, we must ask ourselves, are we denying the fluidity of our circumstances in pursuit of an illusion of stability? Picture a stream flowing through a forest, its path winding and shifting with each obstacle in its way. The water doesn't fight against the rocks or fallen branches. Instead, it adapts and finds a way through. In our lives, perhaps we could learn a lesson from that stream. Could there be strength in yielding to the flow rather than resisting it? Embracing the unknown doesn't mean we relinquish all control. Instead, it offers us a fresh perspective. Think about adjusting the focus on a camera lens. By shifting your angle, distant objects become clearer. While we cannot dictate every twist and turn life presents, we can choose our responses. Reflect on moments when accepting turbulence or uncertainty has allowed you to grow. Have those times shaped you into a better version of yourself? Consider the frustrations that arise from trying to control situations that ultimately lie beyond our influence. It's similar to trying to organize a fierce storm. It can only lead to exhaustion and disappointment. Perhaps true liberation lies in acknowledging that chaos will always exist, and instead of feeling confined by it, we can find freedom in how we navigate through it. The realization that you exist within a larger tapestry can prompt questions that stir the mind. How have external forces influenced your choices? What if you were to redefine your relationship with control? As we embark on this journey together, remember that you are not alone in grappling with these complex emotions. If you are seeking a deeper understanding of your existence and the emotional forces that shape it, subscribe now and activate notifications. Together, we can unravel the intricate tapestry of the human mind, exploring what lies beneath the surface, where order and chaos dance in eternal tension. What awaits us in this unfolding exploration, and how will it challenge the very notion of what it means to have control? Let's embark on this journey together, questioning, reflecting, and seeking clarity amid the vast unknown. As we continue to explore the complexities of control, let's delve into the emotional landscapes of denial and anger, two powerful responses that often emerge when we confront the chaotic elements of life. Think for a moment about a time you received unexpected news that shook the very foundation of your reality. Perhaps it was a sudden loss, an abrupt change in your job situation, or an unforeseen health scare. In those moments, did you find yourself in denial, grappling with the harshness of the truth? Did anger bubble to the surface as a way to mask feelings of vulnerability? Denial is a paradoxical shield. It often feels safer to dismiss or downplay difficult truths than to confront them head-on. It's like wearing a pair of sunglasses on a cloudy day. While it might seem harmless at first, you are ultimately obstructing your vision of what's truly unfolding. When faced with significant life changes, we might convince ourselves that everything is fine, that we can handle this without major upheavals. But the longer we live in denial, the more we risk missing out on opportunities for growth and healing. Consider the metaphor of an iceberg. What you see on the surface, the tip of the iceberg, represents your conscious thoughts and immediate reactions. But a far more extensive and complex structure lies hidden beneath the water. This submerged part symbolizes the fears, anxieties, and unresolved emotions that often accompany denial. What fears lie hidden beneath the surface of your own experiences? How might acknowledging these emotions pave the way for deeper self-awareness? As the Nile begins to crack, anger often emerges. It can be unsettling and frightening, prompting thoughts that lead us to question, why is this happening to me? How could this occur? Anger, contrary to what many believe, is not a negative emotion. It's an essential signal, alerting us to a perceived injustice or a threat to our sense of control. It's vital to understand that letting anger freely flow does not mean allowing it to consume you. Rather, it is an invitation to explore what lies beneath that anger. Think of anger as a fire. When contained, it can warm and inspire us, but in excess, it can be destructive. How can we harness that energy positively? In the face of the chaos that life brings, can we channel our anger into actions that foster resilience and growth? Dr. Kübler-Ross acknowledged that anger is often an integral part of the process through which we reclaim our autonomy amid life's turbulence. When chaos strikes, we might reflexively attempt to negotiate our way back to a sense of control. This leads us to the next emotional phase, bargaining. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if only I do this differently, maybe the outcome will change? This thought process is an attempt to regain agency over circumstances that feel out of our control. It can be tempting to enter this negotiation with life itself, as if we could strike a deal to make the chaos dissipate. But is there a price for this kind of bargaining? How often do we plead with fate or rely on superstitions, thinking they could sway the course of events in our favor? These emotional stages are all intertwined, often surfacing in a non-linear way. They illustrate how our perceptions of control are shaped not only by our internal battles, but also by external circumstances. Each stage, denial, anger, bargaining, can pull us further away from an honest engagement with reality, leading us down a winding path of struggle. Yet, within this struggle lies potential for transformation. As we reflect on these emotions, we must consider their role in shaping our reality and perceptions. Understanding and acknowledging our experience with denial and anger does not diminish their power. Instead, it equips us with tools to navigate the unpredictable waters of life with greater clarity. Have you felt those emotional stages dance within you when confronted with life's adversities? In what ways might recognizing them empower you to confront your circumstances with more courage and authenticity? By exploring these depths, we begin to peel back the layers of our reactions and find healing and acceptance. As you reflect on your journey through denial and anger, remember, you are part of a community navigating these complex landscapes together. Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Have you ever felt denial or anger in relation to your life's control? Your reflections can open doors for others and create an understanding that we're all in this together. Let's take this opportunity to fully embrace our emotional landscapes as we move forward. The next phase in this journey is about the negotiations we engage in and the impact they have on how we understand our control in life's ever-changing narrative. As we move forward in our exploration of emotional stages, let's now turn our attention to the intricate dance between negotiation and depression. These two phases might seem like opposite ends of the spectrum, yet they're deeply intertwined in our struggles for control and understanding in the face of life's uncertainties. Picture a scenario in which you've confronted a loss, a job, a cherished relationship, or even a dream. In that moment, the instinct to negotiate emerges as a natural response. You may find yourself creating mental checklists of what you can do to regain what was lost, convincing yourself that perhaps there is a way to bargain your way back to the life you once knew. If I just work harder, maybe I'll find a new job faster. Or, if I reach out one more time, perhaps the relationship can be salvaged. This negotiation phase, however, can quickly lead to feelings of despair when you realize that your efforts might not yield the results you hoped for. The realization that despite your best attempts, you cannot control the outcome can feel overwhelming. This is where the shadows of depression often begin to creep in. It's like a wave crashing down after a high tide of hope, leaving you gasping for breath in the churning waters below. How familiar does that feeling resonate with you? Have you ever encountered similar waves? Think about a time when your attempts to regain control through negotiation have left you feeling drained and despondent. In those moments, we may find ourselves spiraling into a sense of hopelessness, questioning our worth and ability to steer our path. Depression can act as a heavy fog, clouding our vision and distorting our sense of self, making it difficult to see even the most obvious solutions. This is a critical juncture, a point at which we can choose to embrace the discomfort rather than flee from it. What if we viewed depression not merely as a roadblock, but as an invitation to examine our desires and fears closely? Past emotions can serve as signposts on our path of self-discovery. They offer lessons wrapped in pain. Dr. Kübler-Ross highlighted that depression, while heart-wrenching, encourages reflection, a time to sit with our thoughts and emotions, to understand what we truly want and what steps we must take towards recovery. Let's delve deeper into the nuances of these stages. The urge to negotiate can also act as a mask, concealing our deepest vulnerabilities. Have you tried to negotiate your way through life's challenges, only to discover that it led to more confusion than clarity? This could be a pivotal moment for introspection. The cycle of negotiation, followed by the heaviness of depression, becomes a common narrative for many as they grapple with the unpredictable elements of life, exacerbated by societal pressure to maintain a facade of control. Consider the metaphor of a chess game. Each move designed to gain an upper hand may instead lead to a checkmate if not thoughtfully contemplated. This comparison serves to illuminate the mental gymnastics we engage in as we try to navigate control. Do we consider our emotional health within this strategic game, or do we solely focus on winning at all costs? Through this lens, we can start to recognize the interconnectedness of negotiation and depression within our emotional landscapes. Both serve a vital purpose. They remind us that control is not about rigidly dictating outcomes, but about understanding the ebbs and flows of our experiences. In acknowledging these feelings, we step closer to transforming despair into action, not merely in negotiating the terms of our existence, but in actively choosing paths that align with our authentic selves. Now, as we continue to unpack these stages, think about your own negotiation strategies when faced with the challenges that life throws at you. Have those strategies lifted you up, or have they left you feeling frustrated? Your perspectives can enrich our shared understanding as we delve into life's complexities. Let's share our thoughts. What is your secret negotiation strategy when grappling with life's control? Feel free to share in the comments below. It's time we recognize negotiation not just as a quest to regain control, but as an opportunity to embrace the journey of understanding ourselves and our emotions more deeply. As we transition to our next exploration, we'll look at the intricacies of chaos and criticism, examining how they can reshape our understanding of control in ways we might not expect. Together, let's navigate this ongoing journey of self-discovery and acceptance. As we delve into the next phase of our emotional journey, let's explore the intricate relationship between chaos and criticism. It's essential to understand that chaos can often feel like a swirling tempest in our lives, while criticism, whether external or self-imposed, can reinforce our feelings of inadequacy and loss of control. So how do we navigate this challenging terrain, and what can we learn about ourselves along the way? Imagine standing in the midst of a storm, wind howling and rain lashing around you. The chaos of the elements mirrors the turmoil often felt within. In moments of crisis, the chaotic forces can feel overwhelming. They invade our thoughts, drown out our ability to act decisively, and cloud our perceptions of what is possible. Have you felt as though you were caught in a storm of your own making? This sensation of being at the mercy of uncontrollable circumstances can be terrifying, yet it can also be quite revealing. As we experience chaos, it's common for self-criticism to creep in, amplifying the internal dialogue that threatens our sense of self. We might think, if only I had made better choices, or I should have seen this coming. These thoughts create a vicious cycle where chaos feeds self-criticism, and that criticism heightens our feelings of chaos. It's like being trapped in a feedback loop with no apparent exit. Consider the metaphor of a gardener tending to a garden, where chaos is represented by weeds that threaten to overtake the carefully planted flowers. Instead of focusing solely on the invasive weeds, what if we directed our attention to nurturing the flowers? What would happen if we turned our gaze inward, seeking to cultivate compassion instead of criticism? How might this shift in perspective transform our experience of chaos? This brings us to an important point. In moments of upheaval, the way we talk to ourselves matters immensely. I invite you to reflect on the last time you faced chaos in your life. Were your thoughts those of encouragement, or were they laced with ruthless judgments? How might your experiences have unfolded differently if you approached yourself with kindness instead of criticism? Dr. Kübler-Ross emphasized the importance of acknowledging our feelings, even the uncomfortable ones. Allowing ourselves to feel anger, sadness, and chaos without judgment can open pathways to acceptance. Accepting chaos does not mean endorsing it. Rather, it means recognizing it for what it is, a natural part of life's unfolding. The clouds of chaos can lift, revealing a clearer sky. But first, we must cultivate an environment that allows that change to happen. In our reflections, let's remember that chaos is not just a challenge, but also an opportunity for growth. For instance, when faced with a chaotic moment, maybe a sudden change at work or in personal relationships, could we see it as a chance to redefine our paths rather than seeing it as an obstacle? What would it mean to embrace change as an invitation to explore new possibilities? Criticism, whether internal or external, can serve as a lens that distorts our understanding of what we can achieve. Think of it as wearing glasses tinted with negativity. When you look through them, everything appears dimmer and less hopeful. Challenging these perceptions, then, means finding ways to swap those glasses out for a clearer, more optimistic lens. How might that change the way you approach struggles in your life? As this journey of self-reflection continues, ask yourself, what role does chaos play in my life? Does it paralyze me, Or can it motivate me to shift my perspective? The transformative power of chaos exists in its potential to lead us to deeper self-understanding, as daunting as it may be. At this juncture, I invite you to share your insights in the comments. How have you encountered chaos in your life, and how do you handle self-criticism amid it? Your experiences and reflections can help create a supportive community for all of us who are navigating these emotional landscapes together. As we shift our gaze forward, we'll tackle the critical phase of acceptance. Acceptance asks us to look beyond self-criticism and chaos and to find peace within the chaos, embracing life's unpredictability as a path toward growth. Let's continue this exploration together, tapping into the wisdom embedded in our struggles and triumphs alike. Together, we can step into acceptance, fostering resilience amid the storms of life. As we navigate toward the vital phase of acceptance, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound nature of this concept. Acceptance is often misunderstood. It is not an act of resignation, but a powerful choice that ushers in clarity and possibility. It is through acceptance that we begin to dismantle the walls built by chaos and criticism, allowing ourselves to breathe deeply and explore what it means to be present in our lives, even amidst uncertainty. Imagine standing at the edge of a tranquil lake. The surface is smooth, reflecting the beauty of the sky above. This lake represents acceptance. It does not resist the winds or storms, but allows them to pass through, returning to stillness. Acceptance can feel like that calm surface, peaceful and open to change, yet capable of quickly adapting to life's unavoidable challenges. When we embrace acceptance, we are not denying our feelings of chaos or criticism. Rather, we are creating space for them, allowing them to coexist without overtaking our sense of self. The transformational power of acceptance lies in its ability to shift our perspective profoundly. Have you ever noticed how liberating it feels to simply let go? For instance, consider a time when you were embroiled in self-judgment or turmoil due to the expectations of others. What if, instead of fighting against those feelings, you chose to accept them, acknowledging them without letting them define you? This shift can be remarkable, creating room for self-compassion and understanding. In this way, acceptance becomes an open door, encouraging exploration rather than isolation. Dr. Kübler-Ross emphasized the importance of acceptance in her model of grief, noting that it often comes after denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. Acceptance is not a strict endpoint, but rather an ongoing process, a continuous journey towards understanding ourselves more completely. What if you were to think of acceptance as a companion rather than a destination? How might this reshape your journey through emotional turmoil? Now, let's consider practical ways to cultivate acceptance in your daily life. One approach is mindfulness, being present in the moment without judgment. When faced with feelings of chaos, try to pause and observe those feelings objectively. What thoughts come to mind? How does your body react? Instead of pushing those feelings away, gently allow them to exist. Another essential element of acceptance is gratitude. While it may seem counterintuitive to feel grateful amid challenges, recognizing small blessings can subtly shift our focus. Gratitude expands our perspective by highlighting what is working well. Can you recall moments where gratitude emerged even in challenging circumstances? A simple acknowledgement, like appreciating the support of friends or reflecting on a lesson learned, can create a ripple effect of positivity and acceptance. As you reflect on these strategies, I invite you to consider the questions. What does acceptance mean to you on a personal level? What practices can you incorporate into your life to foster a greater sense of acceptance? Embracing these concepts not only enhances our resilience, but helps us navigate life's unpredictability with grace. Acceptance, while a quiet strength, does not imply inaction. Rather, it empowers us to move forward actively. When we accept our circumstances, we create a platform from which to choose our responses. In this space, you can foster healing and self-discovery, ultimately transforming chaos into an opportunity for growth. Have you experienced this transformation in your own life? As we come together to share our experiences, remember that we are part of a collective exploration. I encourage you to comment below on what acceptance looks like for you. How have your own experiences shaped your journey toward acceptance? Your insights can inspire others on their paths toward emotional healing and understanding. In our next segment, we will explore how acceptance serves as a bridge to empowerment, a vital step towards reclaiming our lives amid challenges. Together, we can step into this empowered space where acceptance fuels our resilience and enhances our ability to thrive despite life's storms. Let's continue this journey filled with curiosity and openness as we build a deeper understanding of ourselves and our potential for growth. As we transition into the powerful realm of empowerment, let's take a moment to recognize that acceptance is not a passive state. It is an active choice that lays the foundation for reclaiming our lives amidst chaos and uncertainty. When we allow ourselves to accept our circumstances, we unlock the door to empowerment, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with strength and clarity. Empowerment is about recognizing our inherent ability to make choices and take action, even when faced with difficult situations. Think of it as a seed planted in fertile soil. The moment we accept our reality, we allow that seed to take root. Empowerment blossoms when we nurture that seed with intention, commitment, and courage. It may be tempting to wait for external validation or circumstances to change before we step into our power, but true empowerment begins from within. Have you ever felt a flicker of personal power during a moment of deep acceptance? Perhaps it was when you embraced a setback not as a failure, but as a stepping stone toward growth. Each time we harness acceptance, we fortify our capacity to move forward. We become the authors of our own narratives, forging paths that resonate with our true selves. Let's consider a practical example to illustrate this concept. At this juncture, it's crucial to step into the job market overwhelmed by rejection. Instead of succumbing to despair, she accepts her reality. This is the current state, and it does not define her worth. With this acceptance, she begins to analyze the feedback from her interviews, seeking out opportunities to improve her skills and network with others in her field. By embracing her circumstances, she transforms feelings of helplessness into proactive measures that empower her journey. Have you experienced a similar transformation in your life? At this juncture, it's crucial to differentiate between acceptance and complacency. Acceptance does not mean we condone negative situations. Rather, we acknowledge their existence and choose to respond effectively. It is about standing firm, taking stock of the resources at our disposal, and asking ourselves what actions we can take to effect positive change. What small steps can you take today to move closer to your personal goals? It is essential to recognize that empowerment often stems from vulnerability. The very act of accepting our feelings, insecurities, and challenges can feel wobbly at first, but embracing that vulnerability is a source of strength. When we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, we open the door to deeper connections with others. Have you noticed how sharing your struggles with trusted friends or family can foster a sense of community and support? This connection can amplify your sense of empowerment as you realize you are not alone on this journey. Dr. Kübler-Ross's insights on acceptance resonate deeply in the context of empowerment. After experiencing the initial waves of denial, anger, and depression, we find a capacity for action when we embrace acceptance. Empowerment arises from a profound understanding that while we may not control the initial circumstances, we can control our responses to them. As you ponder the role of empowerment in your own life, consider these questions. What does empowerment mean to you? In what areas are you ready to reclaim your power? Often, the first step in exercising empowerment involves setting intentions, defining what you truly want, and taking actionable steps towards it. Let's create a space for reflection. What practices can help you cultivate empowerment in your daily life? Perhaps it's journaling your thoughts, seeking guidance from a mentor, or engaging in supportive communities. By sharing these insights, we can inspire each other to take courageous steps forward. As we prepare to wrap up this segment, let us remember that empowerment is not a destination, but a continuous process of growth. Each time we choose acceptance, we are empowered to make informed decisions that honor our authentic selves. In our final segment, we will discuss how empowerment seamlessly integrates with the concepts of resilience and hope, illustrating how we can not only survive, but thrive through life's challenges. Together, we will explore how to cultivate a mindset that allows us to bounce back from adversity, holding on to the belief that there is always potential for renewal and growth. Let's carry this momentum forward, embracing empowerment as a guiding force that leads us toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. As we arrive at the culmination of our journey, it's essential to weave together the threads of empowerment, resilience, and hope. Together, these concepts create a tapestry of strength that not only allows us to endure life's storms, but also empowers us to thrive in their aftermath. Resilience is often defined as the ability to bounce back from adversity. But what if we look deeper? Resilience is not merely about recovering, it is about transforming. It is about extracting lessons from our struggles, using them as building blocks for a stronger foundation. Picture a river that twists and turns through rugged terrain. Instead of being defeated by rough rocks and steep hills, the river persists, eroding the landscape and carving out a new path. It doesn't simply find its way back to a calm state. It evolves with every challenge it encounters. In what ways can you see yourself as a river, flowing and adapting to the challenges life presents? In the context of our discussions on acceptance and empowerment, resilience becomes a critical skill. When we cultivate resilience, we reaffirm our understanding that life can be unpredictable. It reminds us that even in the toughest times, we possess the capacity for growth and renewal. Think back to a moment where you faced a significant challenge. How did you navigate the turmoil, and what strengths did you discover within yourself in the process? Recognizing these moments allows us to crystallize our resilience into something tangible, a resource that we can draw from in future trials. Dr. Kübler-Ross taught us that acceptance nurtures our resilience, enabling us to face grief and pain with a clearer perspective. In moments of hardship, how can acceptance and resilience work in tandem for you? Consider journaling about times you faced adversity. Within those pages lie stories of triumph, learning, and growth. Reflecting on these experiences helps solidify your resilient spirit, ensuring you can draw upon this strength when faced with new challenges. Now, let's discuss hope. Hope is the spark that ignites our motivation and propels us forward even amidst darkness. It allows us to envision a better tomorrow, enabling us to transcend current hardships. What does hope feel like for you? Is it a warm embrace or a gentle whisper that encourages you to dream beyond your present circumstances? Imagine hope as a lantern in a darkened tunnel. As we journey through life's complexities, hope illuminates our path, revealing possibilities we may not have seen otherwise. This insight can be crucial during challenging periods. Rather than allowing despair to engulf us, we can focus on the light of hope, consciously choosing to keep that flicker alive. How might you fan the flames of hope in your own life during difficult times? To foster resilience and hope, we can adopt intentional practices. One such practice is cultivating positive affirmations, statements that reinforce our strengths and possibilities. Consider writing down affirmations that resonate with your journey. I am resilient. I will overcome this challenge. Or my growth is a continuous journey. Speaking these truths, whether aloud or in silence, can bolster your mindset, propelling you towards action and instilling a sense of hope that persists even amidst adversity. Moreover, nurturing a supportive community can exponentially enhance resilience and hope. Engaging with individuals who uplift and encourage us provides an invaluable safety net during turbulent times. Think about the people who inspire you, the friends, family, or mentors who remind you of your worth and potential. How can you strengthen these connections? Perhaps by expressing gratitude for their support, or simply by sharing your journey with them. As we conclude, let's integrate what we've learned throughout this exploration. Consider how acceptance leads to empowerment, which in turn nurtures resilience and hope. Each piece connects to form a holistic understanding of navigating life's unpredictable journey. This integrative approach not only helps us survive the storms, but also cultivates a garden of possibilities in our lives. I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on your journey. What actions can you take today to embrace acceptance, cultivate empowerment, and nurture resilience and hope? Each small step you take lays the groundwork for a more fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me on this profound journey of self-discovery and emotional growth. Let's continue to share our stories, support one another, and illuminate the path for those who may be navigating similar challenges. Together, we can foster an environment rich in understanding and resilience, where each of us emerges not only as survivors, but as architects of our own beautiful, courageous lives.